What's up, Watch Flyers? David here. My credit score dropped 51 points. I'm not exaggerating. This actually happened, and I'm going to share with you what I did to correct it. To give some context here, I was moving between houses. So this is back in March of 2019, and we were just in the process of moving. And so I got a message on my phone, email notification saying that my credit score was in trouble or something from Credit Karma. It was a Credit Karma email notification. Then I got a push notification from Credit Karma as well saying that something bad happened to my credit. I should check it out. So I opened the Credit Karma app and I saw that my credit score dropped 51 points. Some of you may be thinking, is it because of too many credit cards? I've opened over 40 credit cards so far. Is it because I've been travel hacking since 2011, constantly opening cards, closing cards? Am I in massive amounts of debt because of all these credit cards that I have that I'm maybe not paying them in full, paying a lot of interest? Maybe it's what a lot of other people thought when I told them how I was able to go to 7 continents for only $241, that this type of travel hacking would eventually catch up with me. For a credit score to be low, I wouldn't be serving as a good leader in this space. So I take a lot of pride when it comes to having a good credit score, and to have it drop 51 points, my heart dropped as well. Once I opened the app to see why my credit score dropped so much overnight, I went to, it had the notification area. I looked at it and it said that I had something in collections. And I thought, what can I have in collections? I haven't received any email, mail, no phone calls, nothing regarding something being in collections, that someone's trying to collect debt that I owe them. Then I had a big sigh of relief when I saw who was trying to collect my debt, and it was the Long Island Electric Company. Currently, I live in South Carolina, but I was actually born and raised in New York. And before moving to South Carolina, exactly 3 years ago from filming this video in June of 2019, I moved in March of 2016. I was staying in an apartment in Long Island and was paying this electric company. So I thought instantly that, this is probably some mistake, that, they maybe made an error on their part, and I'll have it corrected immediately, because I haven't lived in that apartment for 3 years and my bill was on auto pay every single month. So, and the bill wasn't really that high to begin with. So then I called the number that was provided to me from the collections company. I had an interesting conversation with the lady. I'm sure the collections company have to deal with a lot of excuses, a lot of people who aren't happy because, they're in debt and people are trying to collect it. No one likes to be in that position. So I told the woman that I had no idea about this debt, which I'm sure she hears all the time, and that I was never emailed, I had no mail, I had no phone number, but moving a few times, 4 times in 3 years, maybe something got lost in the mail or something. She explained to me that when the collections are coming after me, that means that their client, which is the Long Island Electric Company, has exhausted all of their resources, and now they've handed it off to the collections company to collect the debt. This is very shocking to me, especially since I had no prior notification of this debt. And I'm one of those people where I never delete any emails. I have thousands of emails in my main email account, just in case an instant like this where I need to look up an email. So I looked up all of the emails that I got from this electric company when I was paying the bills, and every month I would get a notification saying that your bill was just paid from automatic payments. And so I looked at the last bill that was paid, and it was in March of 2016, but we moved out of the apartment in February of 2016. After that email, there was no other emails sent. So I thought there had to be some type of mistake here. Then the woman told me that it was $200 that I owed the electric company, which was another strange thing that brought up a red flag, because my most expensive bill in this apartment that I was living in was around maybe $80 during the summer when we were paying extra amounts for air conditioning. So a bill of $200 seemed really, really high. And since my bills were on auto pay, I just had this feeling, what if it was an inside job? Someone at the Long Island Electric Company was trying to get money somehow, and they knew that I was on auto pay and maybe this account wasn't really being used anymore, so they somehow took the money out and paid themselves. I had all these weird thoughts going through my head, and this woman was just not happy with me when I kept saying how I did not know about this debt. I'm not going to pay the $200 on the phone right now. I need to figure this stuff out. And they said, don't call the company because I'm not allowed to do that. I just have to pay that debt, that $200 right there on the spot, and everything will go away and, you know, fix my credit score. But I just didn't trust her. So then I called the electric company and asked them to look up my account, and they looked it up and they saw that I did owe $200. And they thought it was strange as well that this bill would come up 3 years later. But with a little more digging, they saw that I was charged a $200, but they couldn't access the reason why I was charged a $200. So they said, we'll call you tomorrow and let you know why this is. And so I waited, didn't get a call. I waited another week. I called back. They said, yeah, they're still looking in it. They needed to go to a specialized billing department to see why I was getting charged $200. So then another week goes by of me constantly following up. They have no idea. Then I finally get a call from the specialized billing company saying that they charged my account $200, that it's an error that happens all the time when they confuse my account with someone else's account. So someone else had a bill of $200, so somehow it got crossed over and they charged me $200. And since I was on auto pay, the $200 was automatically deducted from my account. So then I was thinking, all right, so now this company owes me $200, but then they said they issued a check for the mistake of $200 to the address of the apartment, and that it was cashed. And so I asked, all right, who cashed this check? There's got to be some type of scam going on here. They didn't know who cashed it, but they sent me a picture of the check another week later showing that it was cashed. And so I looked at this check and I realized the person who cashed it was a family member, which is really strange, especially since I had no idea about it. So I got charged $200 by mistake because they crossed the accounts, and then to make up for it, they sent me a check for $200, and someone in my family actually cashed that check, which I didn't even know was possible when you have your name on the check and someone else could cash it. But it turns out this family member, after I approached them, did cash the check. They just forgot about it. But the way that they were able to cash it was through an ATM, which you could, I guess they're not bank tellers, you know, they just take whatever amount, doesn't matter what name it is. Even, I guess maybe the last name counts. So at this point, I'm not sure if I should pay that full $200. I know that collection agencies purchase the debt from the company. So in this example, the NRA, which was the collection company name, they purchased that $215 debt from the PSLGI company. Maybe, I don't know how much, maybe a fraction of the cost. And so anything that the NRA was going to be paid from me is they wanted above the amount that they paid for it. So if the debt was $215, maybe the NRA collection company paid $150 for it. So anything above $150, you know, would cover their cost and they would make a little profit off of it. So there is wiggle room for negotiation, but because I wasn't really in debt, and trying to get rid of this debt, I actually just paid the thing in full. I got the money from my family member. With that money, I just paid the collection company and was just over. I just wanted this done as soon as possible. Let me know in the comments if I handled this the right way. I actually don't have any experience with collection companies because I pay everything in full. So I'm not sure if I should have negotiated or not. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think. So with that all settled, my credit score went up almost maybe 30 days later. So here's a screenshot of when it went down. You see that big dip, and then it went back up 49 points. I'm not sure why it didn't go up to full 51, but I guess, you know, it's better than nothing. Anything over a 800 credit score, I'm happy with. So now my credit score is back up to the 800s. And then if you look at this screenshot, which was taken recently in June, it doesn't even have that dip anymore. I guess they completely erased that from my account whatsoever. I wanted to take some other screenshots of my score being low, but I missed that opportunity except for that one screenshot I took. So it's almost like it never happened, which is a good thing, especially since I just applied and got approved for a new card, my 48th card the other day. And I'll be revealing which card that is very soon. And if you want to learn how you could raise your credit score and how I was able to get mine in the 800s, you could click this video over here. It's a video teaching you the 8 ways to raise your credit score fast. I recommend clicking that right now, and I'll see you in the next video.